Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what time it is where you're at, but here today is Wednesday, 23rd of 2013. I'm sitting here close to a friend of mine, Qasem. He is a trainer, coach, educated in sports, and has been around this area for a long time. That I know him for quite some time. I got an opportunity to talk to him, and I want to thank him very much for coming and talking to us. He does know that every dime of this film will go to needy people around the world, especially people with cancer, AIDS, diabetic, pensioner, and people that they are in need of a lot of medical help. Qasem Jan, would you please introduce yourself to the world?
Yes, 1 second. Let me give the keys to my client.
Yes.
Take care, Steve. Thank you.
I see you. Good. You have a nice day.
You're next week. My name is Qasem bin Youssef. I'm from Algeria.
Right.
I came to America in 1989 and I went to school at UC Davis.
Right.
And I moved to California in 97.
That is correct.
And when I came here, of course, I fall in love with this place. It's amazing. I feel if there is a magical pill, like they say, this is it.
This is it.
Doesn't get better than this, you know. Ocean view, and this is, as they say, the birthplace of fitness.
That is correct.
This is the original Muscle Beach, and as far as I know, I think I'm the first personal trainer to train people on the beach.
That is correct.
And I moved here because I worked with Carl Lewis,
right,
the famous runner, and the Santa Monica Track Club with Gene Dustin and KD. Also, I was the conditioning coach for the Saudi Olympic team for track and field.
That is correct.
I had a couple of Olympians, a couple of gold medalists and silver medalists like Hadi Souhan and Hamdan al-Bishi and so on. And also I worked with the Syrian team. And I fell in love with this place, so I guess I overextended the American hospitality.
That is correct.
But I love it, you know, there's nothing.
But you're American now.
Yeah, I am American.
You're a citizen of the United States.
That's
and
true.
You have been doing nothing but help that I've seen personally.
That's the best way to return the favor for having me as a guest in their country, so I try to keep it good and have a good example.
Qasem Jan, you know, I have been telling the world through television, internet, and many others that the way to cure incurable diseases like cancer, AIDS, and many others is by the way of sports, nutrition, and medicine. You are probably right now, as being a master to all these guys that you train and help and educate, you probably can tell us a little bit more about what do you think about this idea and what do the people need to do in order to not get sick, most important, not get cancer, AIDS, and stuff like that.
First, before I go there, I would like to tell everybody that I know Victor since for a long time, and as long as I know him, he's been 70 years old. I don't know how old he's here. I think he's probably 100 something. There's nobody I've seen in better shape than him, God bless him, of course. And he has given me a lot of advice, working with my client also, and tried to help them when they were sick. And I remember the lady who has cancer. And,
that is correct.
And the guy with the lymphoma in my
That's
building. In any case, my opinion is very simple. I think we are what we eat.
That is correct.
Therefore, the stomach is the mother of all diseases, in my opinion. And I think only recently, before, you remember maybe 20 years ago or less or more, it's very rare to hear that somebody has cancer.
That is correct.
But now it seems like every family has something.
It does.
My cousin, I have two cousins, one 17 and one 32 who passed away because of cancer.
That is correct.
Which is really surprising. And the only thing I see that's probably causing this is what we are eating.
That is correct.
Therefore, I would like to share with you something that I am Muslim, so I have to say this. Our Prophet Muhammad said, and it's really a recipe for health, in my opinion.
That is correct.
We should eat only when we are hungry, And when we eat, we should not eat to fill it up. We just eat to satisfy our hunger. But we should always leave the table with a little bit, not fully indulge in the food.
That's correct.
Also, he said when you eat, you should divide into three things, 3/3. 1/3 is for the food, one for the water, and leave a space for your air, so you
That's
can breathe.
correct.
Therefore, my advice to everybody is, don't eat. We live to eat, but we should eat to live, not live to eat. You know, so that's my advice. And also, of course, training goes hand in hand with that. That's very important, because very simple. What happens in your body? Imagine if you're driving in the traffic, like 405, as is known in the United States, is the most congested freeway in the world. So when you work out, what happens is your blood goes smooth in your veins, meaning there's no traffic. But when you stop working out, you have a lot of traffic, and that's what makes the difference between a healthy man and not a healthy man. But in the end of the day, and also you have to be happy. Happiness comes within. So you have to feed your soul. You are body and soul. You can't just feed your body by eating and training and forget about your soul. So you have to look for balance. Whatever you do in life, always be balanced. Whether it be love or workout or whatever work, always balance yourself.
First of all, you're speaking my language, which means that you're talking about you are believing and following and are a Muslim. Muslims, they have, as I'm more sure that the world knows, they have a policy, and the policy is that you have to live clean life. And you explained that in detail, what Prophet Muhammad did say and what did do many Muslims around the world should and are following. But the most important thing is that the question you brought out, the subjects that 20 years ago nobody really didn't know anything about, cancer, and today everybody in the family have cancer. Well, you know, water, food, and the way of living, it's the most important things for people not to get cancer. And you are part of it. That means you're trying to train people in order for that blood that you were talking about flow more and easier, and that's what we're living on. Make a long story short, my friend, let me tell you a little bit about why we are making this film. We're making this film in order for people around the world free to see and watch anywhere it could be. It could be in theater, it could be in schools, and everywhere in the world. To watch that and learn what to do in order not to be struck with cancer, AIDS, or many other diseases. And number two, to live a healthy life. It is really sad to see people living always with pain, always with going to doctors. You know, the doctors even don't want it, you know, because they got enough. In this country here, we have 160 million cancer patients. You know, 160 million cancer patients, you know, give and take about maybe 20, 30 million, maybe about 130 million. Now that's a lot of people, 1/3 of people. And people are going more and more of having cancer. Now, these are all according to all these scientists, all these schools and doctors and so forth, is because the way they live. A lot of people are on drugs, a lot of people are on stress, having a problem. And then you were talking about you came here, you fall in love with this place. Well, of course you don't want to have a stress. That's what you're here for. You know, I've seen you always laughing, always enjoying, always having fun, always. And God has been very good to you, by the way. Allah was giving you a beautiful son, a wonderful wife. That's something that probably every man would want. So you have that. In that term, you're number one. You're better than everyone.
One more thing I wanted to emphasize to talk about is fasting.
Right.
And if you read all the religion, no matter what religion you talk to,
Right.
whether it be Buddhism, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, they all emphasize on fasting.
That is correct.
That's why we say, our Prophet used to say, "Sumu tasihhu," which means if you fast, you get healthy.
That is correct.
Because our body, imagine you're working 24/7, you need to give it a break.
That is
That's why
correct.
fasting is really important. We have Ramadan, or we can, different religion, but most religions, if you read the history, they all used to fast between 30 and 40 days once a year.
Right.
As if you're giving your body a break. And it's been proven when you fast, not only your eyes takes a break, your heart takes a break, because it doesn't have to pump as much or works as hard as usual.
That is correct.
So we need that break. So I highly recommend for people to once in a while, even if you do it like maybe once a week you fast, is good.
Well, as you can see, the master over here, Qassem, he believes that you have to exercise, you have to fast, and you have to have faith. And he talked a little bit about faith that he believes, and he's not the only one. We got over 1 billion people that they follow Islam, and it's not that all of them are good or bad. That's not for me or anybody to say, but I do know that the writing, if anybody get a chance to read it, they will find out they're all follows sports nutrition medicine. For thousands and thousands of years, the sports nutrition medicine was the key. So, very, very last part of this interview, I would like to ask Qassem, a very last word, is that do you have any advice, besides everything else that you said, to youngsters and others, and ladies and older people and all that around the world? Because 120 million people, they're going to watch this next week. So let me know.
I think the best thing I can say to everybody, including myself, especially living in Los Angeles, in the city of Hollywood, that this life is not a rehearsal.
That is correct.
This is it. You're only gonna get one chance to live this life.
Right.
This body that you carry with you.
That's
I
correct.
live on the computer all day.
And remember, you have many houses. You live in your car, you live in your house, you live in your office, but the place that you live the most is your body.
That
That's
is
your
correct.
primary
That's
residence.
wonderful.
So you gotta take care of that, so you can have a beautiful life, and you owe it to your children, to your family, and more to yourself. So live healthy, happy, and also again, last, be consistent. You don't have to do too much, but you have to do a little bit for a long time. That's what goes on.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm sure many, many people in the world, they're going to thank you for all your advice, all your beautiful conversation. We have had many people, and we're going to have many more, but I believe that Qassem did not talk just to talk. He talked from his heart. He has a lot of love for the mankind, for people. They would want them all get into exercise, get into right food, and if you ever were struck with any kind of disease or any kind of problem, you go ahead and take the correct medicine. There are a lot of doctors around the world, and they're all good, all of them, every one of them. However, just research or check them out and go see them. What is it that they do, and what of those people around the world would benefit you? I'm Dr. Victor Baha. I'm here in Los Angeles in 12340 Santa Monica Boulevard. My phone number is 310-909-3930. If you happen to be struck with any kind of incurable disease, you're more than welcome to call me freely. I will talk to you as long as you want, or anything I can do for you, or anybody, let me know. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cousin.